thyself. Take things back to the betrayals that took place from around 500,000 to 13,000 years ago, which led up to what the Thothian sect commenced in ancient times alongside the Brotherhood of the Snake. This is a grave deception, and it has to be known. Those that were trusted with those positions to be initiators, among the actual Emerald Order's representatives who are meant to transmit the blue flame frequencies to sound consciousness, energy, and vibration to that portion of the primal sound fields themselves. This was originally for the purpose of initiation into the Double Diamond Sun Codex transmissions and activation of the 12 to 48 strand DNA biospiritual regenesis. Thoth in context, sourced from the Anunnaki Sumerian Draconian lineages, and was convinced by the Brotherhood of the Snake that they were superior to the original Tarian Alfarian human race lines. And to this, if you have not seen the Malachi Girl Shaman, Betrayal of Thoth, and Rise of Asar segments, go and listen all the way through to over 7 hours of explaining exactly what happened in terms here again. Everything to this right now, in our present moment, to the procession, all goes back to this. Right now, as I speak, for when Thoth again, in context, ascended the position of the middle layers of the 11th gate access through the embodiment of the 11 and a half active DNA strands. They made a choice to not see their initiations all the way through, which led the Anunnaki Sumerian Draconian race lines into a campaign to annihilate the first and second seeding of mankind and their progenitors, and also destroy their records to proper knowledge and wisdom, and thus greatly genetically modify the human race to become the slave race that it's fucking been. As I've explained, everything that has happened the last 2 fucking years is a repeat of what they did in ancient times. Breaking individuals down on a multidimensional level to a 2-strand DNA, RNA consciousness, who are also, for the most part, strategically aligned with the invaders in context to the old ones, as stated in the Nordic mythos, and the resurgence of them into the 9 worlds and universes of the Yggdrasil, and the manipulation of the spindle of the true universal tree of life. All of these goddamn fucking cross streams that all of you are dealing with out there, you don't have the clear-cut answers. And to get the clear-cut answers to all of these inverted equations in terms of research and study should be seen by now with those that have actually been paying attention to anything that I presented, all especially in light of what has taken place the last few years, because it's exactly the same shit that they did then and that they are doing to the human race on an even larger scale. We have been in the Ragnarok, and through this time again, trade deals with the Omicron Draconian in terms of the crystalline Syrian bees now taking power, which all goes back to the Svartalfar or Dark Alfar and follows into the AI timeline trajectory and is in your fucking faces now more than it's ever been. Go to the bullshit variant itself in terms of the needlecraft. This is what the fuck is really going on. Otherwise, for those who know and for those who have been doing the real work to counter this, taking our initiations, lifetimes to get to these points within the grand cycle. The original timeline is before us. In the face of all of this, you must still come to know the true occult histories and the importance of actually listening to what the fuck I am sharing with you, as I have with every single segment that's been presented. This is a progression. All of the segments presented are interconnected so synergistically that once you see the big picture in terms of this tapestry weaved back together again, and once you see past certain veils, going back to what I mentioned at the start of this segment, that will be the point of true ignition when that star core intelligence activates from within yourself. I'm here to declare that the return of the Emerald Order has commenced, not only in terms of activations, but through the rise of remembering the true legends and heroes of our ancestors, and further activations of the Albion Codex with what is going to bring on the next stages of activations during the electrical peak of the procession that we are coming into now, in context to the Phoenix cycles going into 2025. This is for reviving the Emerald Diamond Heart for those of us who are true grid workers and gatekeepers in terms to templating and codex. This includes the solar anointing ignitions and activations and restorations of the rightful positions of the solar shamanic dragon lines to the 4 cardinal directions. This holds profound meaning as the return of the solar rishi to usher in the rightful solar kings and queens to planet Earth, in which the Rishi awaken them from stasis from within, so they may begin to embody in matter these activations to their solar dragon lineage codex. As I've stated, I hail dragon lineage, and this is what has taken place with me for over the last 20 years in this life. As to my memories and activations and integrations, the levels of what has manifested from what I am sharing is off the charts, and it is the solar dragon kings and queens that I am looking for. I am looking for the real, as referred, the Albion kings and queens, those that hold the original codex. So as the Magi Grail shaman that rule to navigate correctly their constellations and star maps and planetary gates that make up the planetary grid systems, which have been intentionally designed to protect the 12 original race line codices and stargates here on Earth. The solar dragon kings and queens, again, were placed in stasis within the planetary body during the commencement of the Dark Aeon that began during the Dark Luciferian Rebellion, taking it back at least 50,000 years. And again, I do not condone anything that has been appropriated through the inversion of Christianity or religion or monotheistic bullshit to anything that I am saying when it comes to teaching, when it comes to symbolism, and especially when it comes to magic and the occult. The appropriation that has taken place over the last 13,000 years makes me sick to my stomach. The lies and the inversions and the twisting of knowledge and symbolism to limitations and convoluted fantasies and bullshit teaching that does not yield the actual results required to cross these thresholds and experience what it means to activate the light body codex. They only ever kept you at the threshold, gave you a counterfeit, or led you into a place of indifference with yourself because you yourself never actually experienced the true star core activations within the center of your being. For if you did, you would hear and know and respect what I am saying. You would have done the actual work up until this point. And if you're just starting out, it's fine. It's fine, as long as you are making efforts. Again, this takes years. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. And those out there, in terms of your progression, if you went off base, I suggest you get your ass back into fucking alignment. It's going to be through the Solar Rishi return within yourself and from within the Earth Mother herself when it reaches the stages necessary during the ascension cycles we are experiencing, when the solar dragons are awakened through the transmission of the rainbow dragon's breath, carried into their emerald crystal heart double diamond sun codex. Go watch the segment in terms of the Nectar of Athanasia. Go look and see what has manifested in terms of what I just said. I'm not fucking around to anything that I'm saying here. I embody this. I own this within myself. And all of this is real. You are all being called into planetary service to truth itself by the higher force in context to the cosmic founders of the Emerald Order, to which I hold codex to, and is the birthright, again, of mankind, a major portion of that birthright. This is the power of the blue flame. I took back the office of initiator in context, and initiations into the blue flame, healing arts, and occult science is what all of this represents. We have waited aeons for the planet to raise her frequency to the level that activated the hidden emerald crystal hearts in the Albion Light Body Codex, which was only made possible in the mass reflection of the spiritual power that is being expressed and shared in the collective hearts of humanity and individuals for whom this is meant. This all covers many spectrums of positions and offices and personalities and gifts and skills and talents and many visions through your actual purpose. Every human on earth was incarnated with that seed concealed emerald codex hidden inside of them, to which the All-Father placed inside our bodies so that we could have the eternal heart flame that acted as the light beacon when traveling in the amplified darkness of a fallen phantom system. It has been up to us to find our inner emerald to light our path as we journey throughout the Dark Aeon, taking place many lifetimes to reach these moments now. The Cosmic Founder's promise to us was made with the Emerald Covenant, that the souls that choose in this situation that we have found ourselves in here on Earth would eventually be found and return back to the original teaching. This was the original plan of actual ascension.